HPPD, hallucinogen persisting perceptual disorder. So I've been trying to make this video so many times, and I'm tired of trying, finding the perfect spot, the perfect place. So I'm just gonna shoot this video, and I'm sorry if it is maybe too much disorganized, but I'll just try to talk about HPPD, how I personally healed emotionally from HPPD, and just share my story with the hope, with the intention that it will help you face this condition. And first of all, this condition is not something that it's easy. It's hard. Seeing all these disturbances, sometimes hearing distortions of reality, and that's why you need help. I needed help, so much help, and for a long time I've not asked, but I think it's important. It has been important for me to let my family know, especially my mother, the one who are close to me, and my friends. So I think one thing it's that you must let the people who are close to you be aware of it, so that at least they can understand why you're so stressed, because one of the main symptoms of HPPD is chronic stress, or at least that was my case, and also the case of most of the people I've seen online. So please let people around you know, and if you're feeling stressed now, anxious, it's okay, let it be. The more you try to control it, the more anxious you'll feel. So it's important to let it be and just listen to me if maybe I will be able to help you. So first, I think it's appropriate if I talk about my own experience with HPPD. And HPPD is mainly caused from the use of drugs that range from psychedelics to antidepressants to even cannabis. And in my case, HPPD was induced from LSD, particularly, I'm sorry, from LSD 1CP. And guys, it's important to know the specific molecule you take every time you take psychedelics, but I'm sure you know more than me. But also in regards with HPPD, because certain molecules, not only certain drugs, but even certain types of molecules may be more conducive to HPPD. So in my case, I took LSD 1CP, and that happened 2.5 years ago, my first trip, and I had a great trip. It was amazing, all the enlightenment and spiritual benefits to it. And I liked it so much that the week after I took another trip, a smaller dose, and also that trip went fine. So I didn't had a bad trip or bad experiences during my trip. Yet 1 week later I started seeing floaters, and soon I also start seeing noticing visual snow, and my stress began to build up, and I began to have panic attacks. And in one of these panic attacks I also developed, I think as a stress response, tinnitus, so a sound in my ear. And these symptoms have not faded still today, but I can say that I'm emotionally healed, because they are just there. they don't impair my life in any way, and they're just things. My perception of them, it's not negative, neither positive. I'm neutral. They're just there, and I can say that HPPD, despite this visual and perceptual distortion that I've developed, has in contrast gave me so much mental strength and changed my life for the better. Because, sorry guys, iPhone storage was full. And yeah, I was saying HPPD can make your life. Oh, look at the ducks. Okay. Ooh. HPPD can make your life better in some ways. At least that was my case. I'm sorry if I make a supposition about your life, but yeah, because I've developed some skills and some habits that made me find so much mental strength in me, and even physical, because I started exercising for such amount of stress I had. Exercise was one of the tools that helped me the most. Like, just let it go. It was conducive to peace. Exercise. Oh no. Exercise. So, some of the tips I would like to give you is: first, do not obsess researching online. Do not obsess over trying to find the perfect cure or the perfect blog, drug that you can take to heal HPPD. In fact, I believe I worsened my HPPD because I was constantly searching on the web and seeing people who shared their experiences and said, oh, I've developed these symptoms, I've developed this symptom, and I was like, wow, what if I develop it too? What if I have it too? And the more I focused on it, the more I started manifesting it in some ways. So researching about this condition became an obsession, and absolutely not conducive to my healing. So if you're panicking over the web, over your own condition, it's okay to do some research, but it's important to do it in a place and mental state, where you're calm. So please don't obsess over the internet. The second thing I would like to tell you is, try to change the question you're asking yourself. When I will heal, when I will be normal again, when will HPPD vanish, when I will be able to take drugs again. And the more I attach to this time in space, which was in the future, the more I forgot to take actions now and to live life now. Because one thing, you can never be sure when HPPD will vanish. From the research I've made, there's people who have it, there's a whole spectrum. There's people who have it for a day, for a week, for months, for years. In my case, it's 2.5 years. So we don't know when it will heal. And the best thing, therefore, is to stay present. And most importantly, change the question, I believe, and start asking yourselves, what I can do now? What I can do now to help my body and my brain feel more calm and healed. And ask that question without too much stress or judgment. And I ask myself that question a lot, and it has brought me into a a nice place in my life. As I said, HPPD made me realize that I had so much inner strength inside me that maybe I could have never found without this experience. So today I say I'm grateful for HPPD. So yeah, stop obsessing over the internet, change the question. And well, the third thing is that yes, the path I chose to heal myself was not through pharmaceutical drugs. Now I've done some research and I found that for some people taking antidepressants, guys, I'm sorry, I'm Italian and I cannot hide my accent, but some antidepressants work for some people in healing their condition, or at least partially healing their symptoms. And I've been offered that opportunity too, to start taking a prescription, but I've refused it because I was scared from taking such drugs, as I saw many friends using them, and as I used myself occasionally these drugs. I knew that they weren't the solution for me. But if that's what you want to try, then you should absolutely see a doctor. Please don't tell the doctor. No, don't assume I'm a doctor. I'm just trying to share my experience to help you, because I care about you. And I can tell you it's gonna be fine. So it's gonna go so much better than what you think. And I'm here to tell you, after 2 years and a half of HPPD, there's that path to heal, or to try to heal. Doesn't always work, but the path I've chose was natural, meaning I started investigating things I can do without the aid of any drugs. I thought, you know what, drugs got me here, drugs won't take me away from this situation. So I've developed some habits that have made a significant impact in alleviating the mental stress I was having from the condition, and also as a consequence they have helped some symptoms fade away slowly. And the most important habit I've developed was mindfulness, meditation. Guys, I know I don't want to sound like a guru or something, but it has been maybe the most important one, because whenever I got the thoughts of, God damn, my life is screwed up, when I'm gonna live normally again, by practicing meditation, I've developed the skill of not reacting to thoughts. So whenever a thought came, oh my God, I'm screwed up, look at this shit, the thought was there, but I didn't react to it. And I didn't develop the emotion, the negative emotion to that thought. So with time, and I still practice, I still get sometimes, stress and negative emotions, not only about HPPD, but in general of life. And this skill helps me to just not react to it and let it go, and there's much peace in there. So I encourage you to investigate that if you would like to try it out, and I will say to faster your healing. Then, as I said before, I started exercising, and that helped a lot. Ooh, how much that helped. Eating better, sleeping better. Sleeping was so important. These things all happen not in a day, or not in a week, not in a month, but in 3 months. I slowly began to actually finding myself in the routine and feeling better. So give it time. If you're anxious, let anxiety be. If you're sad, let sadness be. And just keep going with faith that you will be better, because you will be better even if these symptoms don't go away at all and that is not your focus, you will see that you will be better with time. The last thing I want to say is that in my personal experience, I still had a lot of attachment to drugs after I've developed HPPD. And so what I did, well, instead of trying to think about when will my next trip be, which was never, because I was not healing, and that made me like, because I liked, getting high, and as such, I started to find alternatives, natural alternatives to get high. God damn, there are many. You can do breathworks, and I did breathworks, and I was like, bro, this feels like the drug we took, and and I started cold baths. God damn, cold baths. That became one of my drugs. I use it today, every day. So I suggest you that if you're craving for some mental alterations, for some getting high, then try this out. Try breathworks, cold baths, meditation. They're crazy. They're fucking crazy. And I'm telling you, with some experience, I know I know the effects of what different drugs can do, and I can tell you that these natural ways of getting high are so much valuable, and even more valuable because they're natural. You don't mess up your brain, you heal your brain. So that if you're craving to have some other trips but you can't, and why you can't, because any drug you take, even caffeine potentially, any drug you take can affect your symptoms. Now I said caffeine, please now don't go, oh my god, I drink coffee, I have to stop drinking coffee. No, it's just to say that all the substances we intake in our body can affect this condition. Not all of them, but at least the ones that drastically change our physiology. So it's important, and I know this is not pleasant, it's important to stop taking drugs. And for how hard that is, you must understand that if you do so, you may have this condition prolonged in time, made worse. And I have been so stupid to actually take drugs again. I did a mushroom trip in an airport alone, and it went fine. I understood that what I was searching in drugs, actually I was finding in meditation. Now, for how that sounds crazy, I believe you have heard that meditation is the ultimate psychedelic. And as I practiced, I began to understand why. So when I did my trip, my mushroom trip in this airport, and I was high, I was understanding that I don't need psychedelics. But so I took a trip. I've been stupid enough to do it, and it has not worsened my condition, even though it has increased my stress for some time after, because I was like, damn, maybe this thing worsened my symptoms. So I began to notice again my symptoms, and I began again to be stressed from HPPD. But that was my case. I've read horrible experiences online of people who take further drugs and they further worse their symptoms. So please, you must stop to do drugs. And my life before HPPD was anyways not going well. I was chronically depressed, I was high all day, I was playing video games. I didn't had a purpose, I didn't felt alive. And after HPPD, I feel it more than before. Still have work to do, but you must have faith and stop doing drugs. And to do so, I have been blessed because I've moved country just when 3 months after HPPD happened, I moved country, and so I moved the environment. I've left my raves and my friends behind. Friends which I love and I still deeply love, but were absolutely not constructive to the objective of not taking drugs. And I can tell you that as long as you hang around in these environments with certain people, it's gonna hard for you to stop wanting to take drugs and taking drugs. In fact, for the 3 months I've stayed in my place, in my country, I still kept smoking and drinking regularly, and there was not a great decision. So figure out a way to create a new, healthier environment, even before trying to, dismiss all your friends. You're not trying to dismiss, you're just trying to love yourself and create some space for yourself. And to do so, I believe it's best to first start searching a new community, a new place, a new environment where you can be more healthy and happy. And you can go to a meditation center, and then you can connect with people. You can go outside and go to a calisthenics park, go to the gym, meet some people. Try to create this new environment. Will make it easier to heal from HPPD. Guys, I hope this video finds you well. iPhone storage full again, and I was saying that I hope this video finds you well. I wish you the best. I encourage you to keep going, no matter how hard it is, how horrible it is. Do not give up. Sorry, there's a boat. Do not give up, because you don't know what life serves for you in the future. You may turn HPPD in one of your biggest personal triumphs, as I did, or maybe not. Maybe HPPD will vanish in a few weeks, months, maybe a year, or maybe will never. The important thing is that you stay strong, keep going, and love yourself. If you do so, I believe you'll have a great, wonderful life anyways. So if you need help, ask for help. If you want to contact me, I will leave my contacts in the description. And stay strong. Stay strong. And love yourself. Forgive yourself. Damn, forgive yourself. I should make a whole other video on that. Forgive yourself about having took these drugs and having done those mistakes. We are fucking human. So don't blame yourself. It's okay. Now you choose what to do. Life is yours, your choice. You can see an opportunity in this condition to be a better person, a stronger person, or you can choose to stay settled and let this thing overcome you. You choose, and choose wisely. Choose with love. Bye.